feel like it's getting to the point where I could make one of these types of videos that you're about to see probably every other day or every couple of days with the number of clips that I'm coming across on a daily basis. I mean, people are sick and tired of the Democrat Party. I mean, so sick and tired of the Democrat Party. But on today's episode, I'm going to be showing you guys specifically some black people that are sick and tired of these folks in the Democrat Party. So with that being said, let's dive in.
At this point, if you're a Democrat, it's a high likelihood you're a sick motherfucker. But if you're a black Democrat, you're a sick, stupid motherfucker.
Hey, listen, if we want to talk about the mutilation that's going on, then hey, he's got a point. He's got a point. Got a great point. The party of slavery, and that's the party that you support. It's a little bit silly. It's a little bit silly. I'm just saying. This next gentleman says that Trump derangement syndrome has destroyed the Democrat Party. Just off that title alone, I actually agree. But let's listen to see what he has to say.
Grand Rising, everybody. I had to make this video. Do y'all realize that TDS has officially destroyed the Democratic Party? The hate for one man has destroyed a political party.
Yep.
We could break it down. Number one, they have allowed their hate for this man to diminish their love for the country.
That's true.
Number two, every single political policy the Democrats ran on, Donald Trump is doing. Every single one of them. And they're complaining about it. Y'all can go watch the videos. You can go see Nancy Pelosi talk about tariffs on China. You can go back and watch Chuck Schumer talking about waste, fraud, and abuse.
Facts.
All of this shit.
Facts.
Now, they didn't expect him to win. This is the problem, because they didn't have a backup plan. And he strategically attacked their donor base to destroy him. Now they're fighting from within, because what we do know is you have to be a special type of individual in order to get fundraising from the regular people. This is on both sides. So what has happened is the donor base has shifted away from the Democratic Party. They still got some, but it's not like it was before. And between Act Blue and USAID, by that being done and it's being scrutinized, where are they going to get paid? So here's where shit gets funky. Instead of them coming out and telling the truth, they still lying, losing support. This shit is mind-boggling to me.
It is.
And they're running and saying the same thing over and over again. And people looking at them like, just like this. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. Come on, son. Shout out to my man, Ed Lover, for that. Just think about it. I want you to really, really think about it. Instead of them focusing on policy and getting things done, all they care about is but Trump. Nothing else. Mind you, by them doing that, they're not grooming somebody to come in and possibly have some type of diplomacy so we can get things done. But the Republicans are. They are focused on getting things done. The end result of what's going on with this TDS, the Democratic Party is about to be third rate. They're about to be like the outside party, because more people are going to claim independent, and they're going to start going to other parties even if they claim a party. But what I will tell you is the numbers getting ready to go down, because people are starting to pay attention. What he has done is opened up people's eyes to be more politically astute, I say. And people got to pay attention to that shit, because Now you're not just going to be able to get it. You're not just going to be able to get away with saying some bullshit. You're not going. It's not going to happen. Plus, Donald Trump is not going to be running again. So now people are really going to be critical of who they're voting for, because we're not going to see the big crowds anymore. We're not going to see none of that shit. If we see that shit in our lifetime, I'd be surprised. But people better come with policy and better focus on being public servants, or you're not going to get elected. And if you do, you won't get reelected, because obviously they want you to go out there and push their agenda, but that they has been identified. So how you going to launder your money? It's going to be real interesting to see. And for everybody out there, make sure in 2026, if you do not have a public servant representing your district, do not vote for them. One of the main votes, when I'm going to say what this is, Sheldon Daniels, Jasmine Crockett, and TX30 in Dallas, Texas. Yep. Everybody, y'all need to go vote for Sheldon Daniels. Yep. Get Crash Out Crockett out of there. In New York, I don't care who you vote for, you bet not vote for Mondami. You vote for Mondami, you in for a rude awakening.
Yeah. Shout out to Sheldon Daniels in Texas running against. He called her Crash Out Crockett, bro. That's the first time I've ever heard that. Crash Out Crockett. I like that. I'm going to start using that. Crash Out Crockett. Because that's exactly what she is. She is a political crash out. That is facts, man. That is facts. Oh, man. And yeah, that Mamdani guy. Sheesh. If New York elects him. I don't even know what to say about that. That's just going to be a wild situation.
I had a second and third great grandfather that fought under Abraham Lincoln, under the Republican Party, United States Colored Troops, to fight for their freedom from the Democrat Party. Because the Democrat Party wanted to keep slaves. And I am so proud of my second and third great grandfather for fighting for our freedom. You know, they were men. And now, 150 years later, we have men and women, blacks, voting for a Democrat Party that wanted to keep them enslaved. It don't make no sense. Then on top of the record of that, you had the Great Society of Lyndon Baines Johnson quoting, saying that he's going to have niggas voting for the next 200 years for Democrats. Think about it. This really pissed me off, because after the Civil War, blacks was not given freedom until 1869. Then you had the Democrats putting up black codes. They started Planned Parenthood. They wanted to exterminate blacks. And y'all still don't get the picture. They hate you. So my thing is, don't vote for a Democrat. Weak men, vote Democrat. Don't do it.
Hey, listen. I can't argue with it. I'm just saying. Weak men, vote Democrat. Hey, listen. Matter of fact, I did come across the clip that I found quite interesting. But let's continue on. Maybe I'll come back to that, depending on how long this video is. But yeah, weak men vote Democrat. Y'all let me know if y'all agree with that statement. I'm not mad at it. Low testosterone men vote for Democrats. Y'all agree, disagree, yay or nay? Talk to me in the comment section, all right? Talk to me in the comments. Can't be mad at that, but there's more.
So now the world can see the Democrat Party is everything that's wrong with this country. Between all the projection and the hate and the violence that they claim other people is doing, meanwhile they're perpetuating it to others. But they actually stand for everything that's wrong with this country. I mean, they're not for stopping waste, fraud, and abuse in their own government. They're not for holding people accountable. They're not for mothers and fathers in the house. They're not for a strong economy. They're not for good and proper education. They're not for any kind of logical dialogue with anyone who disagrees with their views. The Democrat Party is a cancer to this country, malignant and fast growing, a constant threat to our constitutional republic, to our way of life. And yes, I'm talking about the party of Jim Crow, the party of Margaret Sanger, the party that started the Ku Klux Klan, the party that refuses to let young boys and girls be young boys and girls.
Come on now. Talk that talk then. Talk that. I want to bust down a little bit of this. So I want to go back because he was 1000% on point.
For everything that's wrong with this country. I mean, they're not for stopping waste, fraud, and abuse.
That's facts. But if you go back, I believe it was Chuck Schumer. I think it was Chuck Schumer that spoke about this years ago. The fraud, waste, and abuse. But now that Uncle Trump has been trying to do it, now all of a sudden it's a horrible, terrible, no good, very bad thing. Trying to eliminate the fraud, waste, and abuse. Make it make sense.
In their own government. They're not for holding people accountable.
That's facts too. That's facts too. You look at a lot of these liberal judges in these liberal cities, these folks who are committing all of these crimes. They do a crime, they go in front of the judge lets them back out. They commit another crime, they go back in front of the judge lets them back out, and it just goes on and on and on. And honestly, I don't think it'll ever stop until something happens to some of these judges. And no, I'm not advocating for that. I'm not even wishing for that. I'm just saying I don't think anything is going to get these liberal judges to actually just lock these people up the way that they should be, unless it's brought to their front door, unless one of these horrible folks does something tragic. That's the only way that I can see them actually snapping out of it, you know? And once again, I want to make this clear. I'm not wishing for that to happen, okay? Because somebody's going to try to twist my words. He's advocating for... No, I'm not. I'm not advocating for anybody getting hurt, nor do I want anybody hurt. I wish these liberal judges would just do the right thing, right, in the first place, and lock these folks up. There's no reason why people, like, I believe there was a situation, and you can correct me if anybody remembers this, but off the top of my head, there was a guy who was arrested for, I want to say, felony assault or something, some kind of assault. The judge let him back out. He stole a car and like ended up hitting a mother and her child while speeding away from the cops. If I remember the situation right, it was a situation similar or kind of like that. Why was he out on the streets? Like, that's crazy to me. I believe there was also another recent situation where a guy like assaulted someone or was just assaulting people on the streets, and the judge just kept letting them back out. Just kept letting them back out, and he kept assaulting people. Like, just kept letting them back out. Go and beat up somebody else, let him back out. Go and beat up another person, let him back out. He beat up another person. It's just like, bro, what? All right, if you want to let him out after the first time he beat up somebody, okay, cool. You know, it's not the end of the world as long as he didn't, kill the person because he beat them up or cause them like some serious lifelong damage. But after the second time, if you don't put that man in jail, if you don't sit his butt down for at least 6 months, my goodness. You just keep letting them back out to do the same thing over again. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Not for mothers and fathers in the house.
Facts. That's facts too. That's why I wanted to bust this down, bro. He spit nothing but facts. Nothing but facts. Straight up.
They're not for a strong economy. They're not for...
That's true too. I mean, look at how it was under Democrat leadership. Just saying. The proof is in the eating, as Joe Biden would say.
For good and proper education.
That's true too. They want our children to just stay in these broke down schools and not have any type of choice in where we send our children. They just want us just to keep on keeping on with the same old shit that ain't worked. The same old failed system. Like, something's got to change. Honestly, I think teacher pay should change. Teachers should be rewarded for excellent test scores and penalized for bad test scores. It's the way that I see it, right? And also, with that, I think teachers would take things a lot more serious, and also a bump in teachers' pay as well. A bump in teachers' pay. You got to also, there's give and take on this whole situation. So while there is a bit more responsibility, your pay rises to up here. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's more responsibility, but if you're an excellent teacher, your pay is phenomenal. You're getting some great pay. I'm all for that, right? But if you tie it to the test scores, I think not only will the test scores go up, I truly believe that, But instead of these class clowns messing up the class and just sitting in the class and the teacher just allowing them to stay in, we all knew a class clown when we were in school. We all knew them. Those kids will be kicked out and gone, as they should, right? As they should. And I think that, maybe not that alone, but that alone, something like that would drastically help our education system. Teacher pay based on kids' test scores. The standardized test. If the test scores are high, you get a raise. You get a nice raise. Just saying.
They're not for any kind of logical dialogue with anyone who disagrees with their views.
That's facts too. They yell at you and call you all types of names if you disagree, but they call us the party of dictatorship and fascism, and Trump wants to, Trump is our daddy, and he's our God, or whatever else that they say. He's not. We've disagreed with Trump. I've personally disagreed with Trump openly in videos. Just said it out loud. And as a matter of fact, y'all agreed with me. Y'all agreed that bill that Trump wanted passed. I was like, bro, if I was there, I would not vote for it. I wouldn't vote for it. I don't care what Trump says. I'm not voting for it. And y'all was like, yeah, Rich, I agree. I stand with you, brother. So like that whole notion that we're the party that just follows in lockstep with Trump, like that's just crazy. They're the party that follows in lockstep, because if you step out, you're all of a sudden the far right extremist. You're this phobe, that phobe, this ism, that is, they call you all types of stuff, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. I think the Democrat Party is in a lot of trouble. They're in a lot of trouble. But y'all get in the comments. Let me know what you think about all of this. Maybe I'll make a part 2 for this tomorrow if y'all want to see it. Let me know. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.